This is The National, the weekend edition for Saturday, December 22nd, the year 2012. Arabin Apia reporting. Here's what's happening now. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie said President John F. Kennedy's visit to the Bahamas in December of 1962 held wider implications for Bahamian civil society at the time, particularly for a group of young intellectuals calling themselves the National Committee for Positive Action. Prime Minister Christie was speaking yesterday at the commemoration ceremony on Blake Road in West Bay Street to mark the 50th anniversary of the visit of former President Kennedy to the Bahamas, as well as the signing of the Nassau Agreement. The historic agreement was negotiated between Kennedy and British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan on December 22nd of 1962. After months of continuous traveling, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell having to respond from criticisms from Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, who this week accused Mitchell of taking unnecessary trips at the expense of the public purse. Since assuming the post, Mitchell has traveled to more than 11 destinations in the United States, the Caribbean, and Africa, returning most recently from Morocco. While speaking to reporters this week, Mitchell called the Free National Movement's accusation, quote, propaganda, end quote, noting that he had not taken any more trips than former Foreign Affairs Minister Brent Simonet. Minnis says, meantime, that the government should be more fiscally prudent in this regard. Meantime, locally traded company Ultra Petrol has announced today that it has commenced a tender offer to repurchase all of its outstanding 7.25% convertible senior notes due 2017 in accordance with the provisions of the indenture governing the notes. The company will repurchase up to $80 million worth of the notes at par plus accrued and unpaid interest to, but excluding the date of repurchase, reflecting the aggregate principal amount outstanding on the notes on the commencement date of the tender offer. This was according to a statement issued today. Tenders of the notes must be made prior to the expiration of the tender offer and may be withdrawn at any time prior to the expiration of the tender offer. The tender offer will expire at 5 p.m. And now a look at the national weather picture. Conditions are partly cloudy in the capital today with a high of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It's windy with winds from the north at 20 to 30 miles an hour. Partly cloudy conditions will continue into the evening as well. Temperatures will get down to 63 degrees tonight and breezy with winds from the north-northeast at 15 to 25 miles an hour. This is the National, a service of the McKinney Broadcasting Network. Now this.
We are the Mbn Bros, and we love 4G.
My wife uses 4G to check her numbers.
You mean Cousin Franny's numbers.
Oh, right. Yes, dear.
Yeah, and my husband loves his news, always with a fascinating update.
Hey, Dad, do you know the 4G stands for?
My name is Shanika, and 4G helps keep me in touch with my boo.
Even Grammy uses it.
Hallelujah! The Lord is coming to me much faster now.
4G is for everybody. Visit BTC powered by Lime today.
This is the National World Picture. The National Rifle Association of the United States responded Friday to a chorus of voices calling for gun control in the wake of last week's horrific mass shooting in Connecticut by doubling down on its own position. More guns, not fewer, provide true security. After one of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history, 20 children and 7 adults were killed, not including the gunman. Polls show that a slight majority of Americans favor restrictions on guns. Conservative Democrats and even some Republicans who have supported gun rights have said that they are open to discussing gun control. Meantime, U.S. President Barack Obama spoke separately on Friday with Speaker John Boehner and the top Senate Democrat to try and salvage a fiscal cliff deal by the end of the year. This after the Republican disarray in the United States House put negotiations in limbo. In a previously unscheduled statement to reporters, President Obama outlined a possible agreement that he said would include protecting middle-class Americans from a tax hike, extending unemployment benefits, and settling a framework for future deficit reduction steps. And from the region, the Inter-American Development Bank has approved a $30 million loan to support social protection programs in Jamaica. The funding will target beneficiaries of the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH, as well as the school feeding program. They include children up to 18 years of age, pregnant and lactating women, and adult members of the PATH beneficiary households. And I'm Arabina Apia. That's what's making news on The National, a service of the McKinney Broadcasting Network.
This is the McKinney Broadcasting Network.